This is dedicated to the niggas that was down from day one. Welcome to Death Row.
Like we always do about this time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another reaction video that deals with music. Today, I will react to Kendrick Lamar's full interview with Apple Music Super Bowl halftime performance. Now, today is Saturday. It is 9:06. Tomorrow is the Super Bowl. It is February 8th. And the Super Bowl is February 9th. So, it's basically tomorrow. The game starts at 3:30. So, what I'm going to do, because I didn't have anything planned for tomorrow, is I'm gonna record this video right now because he did this interview, and he did an interview with Timothy, whatever the dude's name is, Charlemagne or something like that. The dude that stars in Dune. He did two interviews or two-parter with him. It was one part, the NFL posted it on their YouTube, and then the second part, PG Lang, that's Kendrick Lamar's label, they posted it on his YouTube. So that I'm gonna do that second, and then I was gonna post this Sunday, and then post that one Sunday morning as well, and then later after the Super Bowl, react to Kendrick's halftime show. So Sunday is basically gonna be dedicated to him. I mean, because this is a big moment in rap. But don't call me a glazer. Please don't, or else I'm gonna have to shoot the ones, and we're gonna have to squabble up. But let's get into the interview. Oh yeah, original video be in the description. Shout out Chris Vegas, I guess.
Please welcome Kendrick.
Ain't that the dude that hates Lil Uzi? Why is the crowd mute? Oh yeah, they had the original on Apple Music, but it was like an hour, and he doesn't show up till like 30 minutes later into the interview. So I was like, I'm not gonna. Why would I watch 30 minutes of something I don't care? Let's get into it, man. I need
surreal to actually see you in the flesh, because you've always made it a point of just letting the music speak for yourself, which is something I really respect. But the spotlight has been shining so brightly on you for the past few months. I've just been wondering how you've been processing behind the scenes, how you've been feeling about everything happening, all the success.
It's just really just I want to look at it like
this nigga's so light skinned.
It's just a continuum of who I am.
He's really the darkest light skin ever.
I've always stayed to myself. I've always been in my own bubble, whether it's with the family or whether it's training. How I process it all is just I continue to do what I was doing 10 years ago, and that's like be better in myself, better in the craft, and not look at it as bright lights, you know? And it may sound cliche, but it always worked for me, even when I was younger, you know, playing sports or being in the forefront of presentations and stuff like that. It was like, I gotta look at myself in the mirror rather than looking at it as a crowd or, you know, fame and attention.
So now, early days of your career, you know, Section 80 days, even early mixtapes.
W mixtape.
Your craft.
His best mixtape was Kendrick. I think that mixtape was called Kendrick Lamar. Actually, it was called Kendrick Lamar. I think the mixtape with "Wanna Be Heard" and "Today" on it. Y'all know that mixtape? That's his best mixtape. It beats Training Day, C4. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? The one with J Rock. That Kendrick Lamar, I think that's the title. That's his best mixtape.
See, did you ever think we'd be at the Super Bowl with this?
The mixtape before.
Thinking about no Super Bowl.
You never thought about the Super Bowl?
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl for sure. We was thinking about the best verse and how we gonna split this $5 at Church's Chicken or something like that. It wasn't no Super Bowl. Going to the studio and getting a meal. But I think, well, what I know is the passion I have now is still the passion I had then. And I think that carried on to the Super Bowl. So it was all about being present. As long as I was present in the studio and present in whatever that line was or whatever that mistake was, rapping or doing hooks or choruses or whatnot, I was present in that moment. I felt that passion. I think being present and not actually foreseeing everything kept me in a grounded state of mind in order to be at, you know, big stages like this.
That was a lot what this year was about too, right? Like you I guess, you took it and put it on your back and you felt like a line needed to be drawn.
Carry 2024.
Was that, was that your intent when you rolled out this year? Was like, yo, I'm drawing a line. Like, this is what it is.
My intent was to always keep, I think from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. I don't care how motherfuckers look at it as far as like, as a collaborative effort, that's cool too, but I love when artists grit their teeth. Like, I still watch battle raps. I still watch Smack URL from Murder Mook to
what y'all know about that? Shit like that. Hold on. Bang, bang. Okay, let me get it.
My bro, Daylight, this has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was a thing for this year. It was always just a continuum. And
nigga using big words. Continuum.
What I will say about this year, it was more from a space where I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that grit, you didn't see that bite anymore. So I always took that in consideration in going into any type of my music.
That's interesting. So I hope this makes sense, right? We've been following your journey for about 15 years, and you have been so consistent in the messaging and the focus, like you said, and you've always moved with integrity. So in a lot of ways, I feel like we thought we knew exactly who you were as an artist in a positive way. And then last year, it felt like you unlocked a whole new dimension for us. But that person, like you said, was always in there. But I'm wondering, do you still surprise yourself sometimes? Did you surprise yourself last year, or was it just us, the fans?
Bro, definitely surprised me with Meet the Grams. I tell you what, I was not expecting that. Let me.
Our jaws on the floor, just stunned.
What is this video? What is this?
Surprised myself.
Nah,
I don't think I surprised myself because this partners that's been around me since 2005. They know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first, right? So a revolving door of what I've been doing in Carson Studios.
Are you ever gonna respond to Joey Badass? It's just a question. If you know what I'm saying, question.
Homie Raj or my brothers at TDE or just anybody around the city of Compton in LA. It's just magnified to the level where I've progressed it and did enough hours to know, okay, I know where to place it now. I know how to make it connect with people.
It feels like each album, too, getting to this point was like, it was an album for the culture, and it was an album for the critics. You know what I mean? And then it was for the critics, and then GNX comes along.
This was like for the community.
Nah. This is an album for anybody, everybody, and anybody who want it at any time. And you brought that energy, and the energy you brought on GNX was an energy that I don't think was really happening in hip hop. Like, it's a Public Enemy level energy. It's a Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted energy.
Sure.
Like, it's a classic, timeless energy. Talk about your headspace between.
Comparing GNX, well, he said the energy to America's Most. I think that's kind of a stretch. I'm not comparing GNX energy to Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted energy. That's a stretch. I feel like those are two different energies. I mean, both were for the communities / LA / California. But I feel like America's Most Wanted is more like gritty and hardcore. If that makes sense.
Mr. Morale and this GNX.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Controversial opinion, GNX is better than Mr. Morale. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Morale. It's just like, damn, nigga, I don't want to, bro, that shit is heavy to listen to.
Go back even further, man. Speaking on that energy, like, it's, my cousins was like DJ Quick, and Dre, these folks that my people was playing. So I always had that DNA. And, you heard that DNA a little bit on Good Kid, Mad City, but I wanted to tell my story first, right? And fast forward to GNX, I felt it was just a perfect time because not only the energy was lost, but it was an energy that was bubbling inside of me as well. I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite and just the grit of rap, just all raps and hard-ass beats. And that's like the basics for me. I thought about, damn, what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard raps, good beats, that's smacking, right? And it was a great transition from Mr. Morale because that was my most intimate. I wanted to go inside of my own psyche and my own
that was his deepest album.
Personal withdrawals and see how it connects with the public and who can relate. So during this time around, I think it was necessary of coming out of that cocoon and feeling like, okay,
No pun intended again.
I can spread my wings and show every state of who I am as far as Kendrick Lamar.
And you really did spread your wings. I mean, you just came off a huge Grammy wins. You walked away with 5 awards, and you won Not Like Us won for Song and Record of the Year, which in itself is remarkable. But I think for people who love and respect hip-hop and the roots of this culture, the competitive spirit of it, it has been a little bit mind-bending that you created this massive cultural award-winning anthem out of a battle rap song.
And that's the first rap
song. How is that something
diss
after
song
you got off that
Grammy,
Grammy stage, you got home in some
out
quiet time?
Out of all the rap diss songs that you have, from LL Cool J's Mama Knock You Out, the Ice Cube's No Vaseline, the Tupac's Hit 'Em Up, to Nas's Ether, and none of them songs got a Grammy, but this one does. Kind of insane.
I was just thinking about the culture, really. It's always that for me first. I'm not even with you. It's like,
bro, you the only one cussing. Please watch your mouth.
when people talk about rap, man,
Hi,
the
Mom.
conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form. So when you put records like that at the forefront, it reminds people that this is more than just something that came 50 years ago and like kind of like belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps, from awards to the billboards, all that, because this is truly just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre. So that's what I think about, and I feel accomplished being able to do that. You know, whether somebody else come behind me and do it again, and quadruple it, I love to see it. If that was my purpose to do that, then that's exactly what it was for that particular moment.
I think people often miss the significance of that Record and Song of the Year award, because that Song of the Year award
who is this dude? Does he
songwriters
rap?
Award. Like, it's
DJ?
not just the biggest song. It's like
know
someone
him.
wrote a song. And
I
you
know
as
him
a
and Kodak got into
songwriter,
it.
when you see
Remember
your
that?
name up there and it's
During the interview?
written by.
And Kodak was like, "Oh, y'all talking about that bullshit." That was my best Kodak impression. Did I do
That's
well?
it.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And I think to what you're saying, I think there's a lot of people who have become fans of hip hop, and they you know, you like the songs you hear and know, but you're not actually tapped into the work that it takes for you to generate the output, the art.
Exactly, man. As a writer, you know, and that's what I can appreciate the most. And knowing how much time I dedicated over the years in just trial and error, writing the most terrible shit to some of the greatest shit. You know, we all do it, from writer's block to figuring out how to find inspiration from the most non-popular aspects around me. So it's like, knowing that trial and what I put in as far as my thinking process and what it takes to get there, I do not look at it as a small like endeavor because it's a hit record. No, it's actually some writing in that shit. You know, whether it connect with you on a spiritual level, whether it connect with you on a comedic level, whether it connect with you just on a personal dynamic, it's still from a writer's point of view.
Yeah, you are.
The key to great skin is exfoliating and moisturizing.
Do not. What was that? Don't. That'll burn your armpits. Please don't. You're gonna hurt yourself. What is this, Rapunzel? Last year, our big GameSpot totally blew my back out. What?
Before I understood
what are you
nuclear
talking about?
truly meant. Before I could use my mind.
That ad is lying. He can't be black
from
and
a
be that
writer's
smart.
point of view.
Yeah, you are an incredible writer. There are songs on GNX like Reincarnated. I didn't know what to do with that song for the first few times I heard of it, just trying to figure out where you possibly came up with the inspiration for a record like that. Like, when you're working on those songs, are you going through multiple versions until the right thing comes to you? It's hard to fathom, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, records like that.
Well, why she sound like she about to cry?
First off, shout out to Tupac. That's the number one inspiration. That was always one of my favorite records.
Rest in peace.
From him.
I got a poster of him and Snoop Dogg right here.
With records like that, it's always going into my mind of like, what if, right? And crafting out to the masses. So when I think about concepts and I think about what I actually believe and what I feel, I just go through a breakdown as if I'm reading a book, you know, and how I want people to hear this from a book sequence. So my initial process is, okay, how can I open them up to the story, and how can I drive them to the ending point to make them feel truly exactly what I'm trying to convey, whether they take their own perspective from it or they take mine. I just want you to feel it first.
Pause.
You know, the writing is there. Now it's up to me to perform it to where you can feel it.
Pause. I got chill with saying pause. But it's like, it is.
Yo, give it up for this guy, Kendrick Lamar. Y'all too quiet, man.
Guys, nigga, we
This
trying
guy,
to listen.
you know, this guy he doesn't sit down and do this too often. So this is a very special conversation. We appreciate you, bro. I really do. And shout to SZA too, because you guys are making history right now.
Hell yeah.
And you've seen her from her humble beginnings like she's seen you from your humble beginnings. You've watched her find success, and now y'all share the stage at the Super Bowl. This humongous tour that's rolling out.
Yeah. Speaking of her ass, you sharing the stage with her on the Super Bowl, and you're going on tour with her, and your ass is charging an arm and a leg for fucking tickets, bro. I'm gonna need you. Hey, I'm gonna need that Black Friday sale, Kendrick. Come on, son. Ridiculous.
Talk about this moment.
Nobody, bro. I bought my I'm trying to go and see you. You bringing her on the side is cool and all. Well, I'm not there to see that woman. I'm there to see you. Please put her off to the side, and can you just be you and then charge niggas less money, please?
Career, have you guys had a chance
broke.
to
I'm
see
taking
each
out
other
loans.
in this moment
I'm stressing.
And be like, yo, like
I owe
we
Sharks
haven't
money.
even had a chance to crash out about it because everything been moving fast, like far as production and rehearsals and stuff. So we speak, but it's not. We haven't really got a chance to settle into the moment. For me personally, watching her, her career and where she's come from, it's amazing to see. I get to finally see how certain individuals see me come up in the process, because I seen her day one coming in the studio and writing songs, throwing away songs, writing another song, throwing away songs, and songs is hard. And I understood that process, though, wanting to be great. You know, even when we, people saying this is classic records, you're like, no, I'm gonna write another one. And I understood that, and I seen it. So to see it now magnified, it's like, she always had it, man. She always had it. And I'm just honored to be next to a talent.
Yeah, you've both worked really hard to be here in this moment. And Heart Part 6 is really amazing to hear you detail that journey for old and new fans, coming up through the ranks at TDE and now launching your own agency, PG Lang. So performing at the Super Bowl halftime show is very much, us as fans getting to celebrate you and this beautiful musical legacy, but also now you're stepping out as an entrepreneur. What has it been like to build your own business and to also showcase some of that creativity from your agency on this platform?
Oh, man, I love the process.
You need to start starring in movies.
Shout out to PG Lang. Make some noise with PG Lang. Yeah, that's.
Oh, niggas in the audience talking about shit.
That's my team, man. It's 30 incredible individuals.
Can I get signed,
5 extraordinary
please?
executives
I can make a song.
that work day in, day out to make sure we are doing something that will
For my baby mama. For my baby mama.
From a music standpoint, from a creative standpoint, fashion, film, books, day in, day out of just being around like-minded individuals that have different perspectives outside of just music. So through that process, it was a challenge for me, but even more a process of me enjoying, different ideas and different backgrounds and how to look at things. I love it. Being on calls and, formulating business ideas and ventures outside of my usual norm, it challenges me.
That I don't want to do. No, I'm joking.
I can't wait to see what happens next. I know it's going to happen next. Yeah.
We can.
I think for the audience too,
she's like,
anybody watching around the world,
beardy.
the PG Lang thing is
his beard.
I think people see you as an artist.
They're both wearing jean jackets.
But I don't know if you want to there today, but the level of detail that you yourself, along with Dave and shout to the whole PG Lang team, but y'all as friends that came up together, you in the edits. Like what we're gonna see on Sunday is a PG Lang production.
Yes, that's all PG Lang. That is us sitting day in, day out.
Yeah. Fuck
from
TDE, basically.
The edits, the production, the stage design, the music, the sound tech. It's everything across the board, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of creative individuals. I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win, but also want to put out something that lives a long, long time. And with Dave's creative mind, it's just, he's insane, man. That dude is like
You about to say the N-word.
Basquiat in so many different fashions.
I don't know
you
who
can
or what that
literally
is.
pick his brain about anything, and he'll give you an answer right down the middle to help you decide for yourself. So that's something I can always appreciate.
Yeah, I'd say with all of your powers combined, y'all are really diabolical. Like, when you roll out the videos, all the visuals for GNX, just the way you all move strategically together, it is inspiring beyond the music. You know, just thinking about how to approach life and art in a holistic way. And so when it came down to planning for this Super Bowl now, you know, you've teased on the album coming up to New Orleans with this LA energy. How did you guys approach the show and trying to figure out how to pay tribute to the classics in your catalog with this new music in like a 13-minute set list?
Yeah, it's wild. Mr. Morale's like an hour and 30-minute tour, so it's like you gotta smack the shit down all the way to 13 minutes. It's kind of wild, and it's interesting because it lets you know kind of where you at and your perspective on how you think about catalog and the music. For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. It's very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something that I want to carry.
That's real ass shit though. Don't be locked in the past. Be locked in the present and the now. That's real. Shit gonna stick with me.
Over to New Orleans and for the world to see. This is me.
So are you gonna bring out Lil Wayne or? Can you bring out Drake? Imagine if he brought out Drake.
Elevating. I'm still on.
I'm not gonna lie. If he brought out Drake,
I want that energy
that would be really
to ooze out into the television.
That would be the biggest bombshell than Luka getting traded to the Lakers.
And on that, you know, the connection between black culture and New Orleans and how important and shaping our ancestors were in this town, music, jazz, all that. You always put our culture and black culture at the forefront of your brand, your music. Same thing in LA. A lot of our family members moved out to California from the South for new opportunities.
Man,
so there's a big connection between LA and the South. So when you say you walked in to New Orleans with that LA etiquette and all of that, I don't know if people really grasp that, but you got to be feeling that energy
when he said that one bar.
Ready on Sunday to do your thing.
That's a bar. It's crazy, bro. Out of all my friends, LA, us growing up, all our grandparents either from Louisiana, Texas, Chicago, like, period. So our dialect and how we talk, it gauges from like the South and like the Bay Area. So like going to the store, we say finna. I'm finna go to the store.
Facts, I'm finna go to the store.
You know what I'm saying? That's not no LA, right? So that energy right there, and you know, making that correlation, it means a lot to me for people to understand that. And the culture and just being black, I can't help that, man. It's just not something that I think about or even try to like go. I'm black. Shit, it's just go.
It's not on you.
Yeah, it's gonna come out every time. I can't sugarcoat
shout out
it.
Black History Month, by the way.
You know, I can't downplay it. I'm at a point in my life I can't necessarily fake the funk for nothing. And I've always had an essence of that, but you know, you have kids and shit. That shit's like, I have to be who I am authentically, and if you know the world can't accept that, then so be it. But who rocking with it, I'm gonna go put it up.
My God,
Introducing
bro,
the
that was a
extraordinary
good-ass
new Classic
conversation,
Club
and they want to
and American
interrupt it with
Wagyu
this
Club
nasty-ass
sandwiches,
meat
only at
sandwich.
Capriati's.
That cock meat sandwich. Come on, bro. My goodness. At least JBL earbuds is hitting.
It's never enough. Never.
Y'all see how they're dangling?
For every
Look
finger.
stupid.
For right now.
Who rocking with it, I'm gonna put it all the way
Minutes.
out there,
Not
you
more
know,
minutes.
whether it's
All
in
right,
private
I'm
or
tired.
whether it's on the main stage.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people and a lot of artists stand in themselves as authentically
Look
as
at the
you
dude
have.
that's
And
on his phone.
I think
What
one
is
of
he
the questions we've
doing?
all been wrestling with over the past few months,
Bro,
watching you
send
and the
him
way you've moved,
pictures.
is really what is the role of an artist? And I think lots of people have very different definitions, but young Kendrick, again, back to overly dedicated and Section 80 mixtape Kendrick, and Kendrick, Super Bowl
Section 80
Grammys
wasn't a
Kendrick,
mixtape, sweetie.
has your idea of what the role of an artist
Shiny
is, you as an
shoes.
artist, has that ever changed?
I don't think I knew exactly what my role was early on. I had maybe clues of it, but now today I
Do
can
you use a
truly say
foam
it's,
thing for
it's
your
to,
hair? Like, what do you use for
to
your
express
hair?
myself and express things that people can
What happens to
necessarily
your
say on the
dreads?
daily and for them to actually relate to. And come from the most vulnerable place where people can actually feel it. I think that is, for me, that's the role for me as an artist. I don't give a fuck what place it come from. I could be the most angry person on the record. You gonna feel that shit that day if you woke up and you felt that. You wanna smile, you gonna feel it, because I'm gonna make sure I'm present that particular time in the studio, in the booth, that I feel happy and I feel energized and I feel, you know, if I feel frustrated, you gonna feel it. And to carry that as an inspiration for
Facts.
people that's listening that may not have a voice, that, you know,
I'm gonna
I've
feel
grew up with
it.
cats,
I'm gonna make sure
still
y'all
to this
feel
day
it.
can't have a conversation. The most meanest, you know, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to. So they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I gotta do it for them. I gotta make records like Reincarnated. I gotta make records like Man in the Garden. I have to, because they feel that way, but they cannot project it. And when they hear somebody actually giving them affirmations, it allows them to speak more freely and be open, because again, I come from the same place they come from.
Well, Kendrick, we might
Whatever,
not see you
nigga.
outside again soon after Super Bowl. I know, of course, you have the GNX tour. Listen, I know you also don't love doing interviews, but we are grateful. We're so grateful for
So
all the
can you
music and the
perform
moments
Bitch,
that
I'm
you've
in the
given
Club
us
after
over
Super Bowl?
15 years and in
Shut
the
up.
last year.
Shut up. I need him to perform Bitch, I'm in the Club. We Cry Together, the clean version, though. What else? I need you to do your one verse from that Maroon 5 song that you did. I don't know why the fuck you did that song with them. What other songs can he do? Can you do the 6 foot, 7 foot freestyle and bring out Schoolboy Q for that? Also do the Monster freestyle too. That was cool. And then I need you to close it out with the Jig Is Up, please.
Your presence and your focus, it is noted. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Thanks for taking our
Thank you.
Thanks for
questions.
fighting for
That's
hip
it.
hop,
That
man.
quick ass
sure.
interview.
Fighting for hip hop.
It is really appreciated.
y'all.
And now, we do have some
we have some
questions
kids that are gonna ask
from our
questions.
kid
But I got
reporter.
one more thing for you, Kendrick, before we go to our friend here, Hayes Adler. What should people expect to see and understand about Sunday's performance?
Storytelling. I think I've always been
He better rap backseat freestyle.
very
I want to hear backseat
open about
freestyle.
storytelling through all my catalog and my history of music. And I've always had a passion about bringing that on whatever stage I'm on.
Bro,
you know,
fuck
whether
all
it's
that.
a
I need
world tour,
backseat
or whether it's
freestyle.
500 people at Key Club. I've always had a form of that. So I like to always carry on that sense of, you know, make people listen, but also see and think a little.
I think this is going to be one of those performances where people are going to be digging up Easter eggs for
I mean,
years,
that's the Kendrick
years
thing,
to come,
you know.
right?
Even when it's not an Easter egg, people gonna make one up, right, Ken?
Yeah.
When is his movie coming
Hayes,
out
this is Hayes
with the South Park creators? Who are the South Park creators? Matt and Trey Parker? Or just Matt and Trey? think that's their name. When is this movie coming out with them too? If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, basically Kendrick teamed up with them and he's making a movie with them. And the concept of the movie is about this black dude who's dating a white girl and come to find out her grandparents used to own his grandparents. Sounds interesting. I wonder when the movie's coming out.
He's got a question for you,
What's up,
Kendrick.
man?
Hi, Kendrick.
What's going on?
How do you prepare for such a big performance? Do you have a favorite way to stay healthy and active?
I'll just keep thoughts to myself.
I do some laps, whether it's some sprints. If we talking about, let's go from, okay, on the physical level, I give you that. Maybe it's a 2-mile warm-up or a mile warm-up, maybe some push-ups, just to get the body movement. Sometimes you be out on that stage, man, and take you need some oil on your knees a little bit to get moving and get cranky. So
give that advice to
physically,
Dave Blunts.
Yeah, I'm just exercising the body, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of all that. And on a mental level, I'm usually playing some Isley Brothers.
So fucked up.
Just to calm my nerves, but
I know I'm going off track right here, and I'm talking about a whole bunch of nothing. But imagine if you're at like a concert in your front row, and that nigga Dave Blunt stage dives. Holy shit! Y'all seen the movie Carrie, like the original? Like, you know, at the end how her house sinks into the ground. It's like a sinkhole. That's basically what's gonna happen to the venue. Nigga jumps into the crowd. A sinkhole is about to happen.
Calm my excitement and just give it a balance, you know. So that's my prep right before I go.
I'm so old. I'm talking about movies
Thank you,
that came out in the 70s.
Thank you so much.
Nobody knows about.
And now Alvin Williams. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Kendrick?
Damn, he said his whole government name.
I'm a little with Big Brother and Big Sister New Orleans. What has mentorship meant to you during the course of your career? And if you could thank your mentors for believing in you, what would you say?
Oh man, mentorship has been everything. To be around individuals that had experienced every little thing that you think that you're the first person to go through it with it's a difficult task when you're a young individual because you're like, shit, you don't know what you're talking about. But as you
like,
progress,
what they talk about now.
She was right. You begin to understand life a little bit better and not be so judgmental to people that have been here before you, right? The greatest thing I would say mentors, a couple mentors that given me was like affirmation, to always give myself space to believe who I am, even when I wasn't feeling it, right? You can accomplish so many small things or big things, and you still can fall in the slump where you doubt yourself.
Why is this dude calling me?
And even though these mentors haven't seen the spaces and been in the places I've been in, it was always time to allow me to share exactly who I am or how they see me and what I'm capable to give to the world. And I think that goes a long way, from people in the highest places and the lowest places. We all need them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alvin. And we have one more question from young Dylan.
What's up, Mr. Kendrick Lamar?
There you go. That's an artist right there.
Yes, sir. It's a truly honor to meet you.
I've never heard any of
my
your
question I
songs
have for
before.
you is, what advice could you give to kids about not being like anyone else, and how could they stay authentic while pursuing your path?
It's a great question. They said the number one thing people feel in a room, over love and over fear is being authentic. And
But what does it mean to be authentic,
Ink,
though?
Actually, we was talking about this in the studio. She brought us in the studio, and I was like, damn, how many times I've been in a room where people felt you so intensely that it inspired them and inspired the person next to them and inspired the people in their household.
Yeah, my nigga Ivan. Shout out Ivan.
So how to stay authentic? Was that the question? Or you have to believe in yourself and have to know that it's only one you. You're an amazing individual, unique. You're a miracle. I wake up every day and I'm like, this shit is crazy. Not crazy from a standpoint of
why is he
being
flexing
a
his
celebrity,
chain?
crazy, just life.
Snatch
Just
it.
wow.
No,
when you
joking.
really sit down and just think about it,
I'm not a
and just
hooligan.
bug out on some wow it's wild. And to know that you are in this existence and in this world as one individual, it's only you, you have to know that you got to carry that authentic nature of allowing yourself to say, this is who I am, this is how people are going to see me, and also going to respect me, and it's going to inspire people to have truth. Because when everyone's authentic, what comes out of that is true love. There's no boundaries. We don't have any courtship on judgment. We don't have any perception of being able to ridicule anyone, because you showing up as your true self, I'm showing up as my true self. And carrying that nature, it take you places. Appreciate
His
you.
answers are just as thoughtful as in the music. It's ridiculous.
Off
Thank you,
his
Dylan.
dick.
Thank you,
Ugh, she
Kendrick.
was blazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the great Kendrick Lamar, please. Thank you so much for your work and your dedication.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Go out there
y'all.
and have fun on Sunday. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. We can't wait to see Kendrick take the Super Bowl halftime show stage. While you wait, you can listen to his catalog in spatial audio.
All right, whatever. Stop sponsoring him. On some real shit though, this interview was cool. It was really insightful. It was meaningful. He wasn't on no BS. You could definitely take what he said, take away from it. I think the biggest thing that he said, in my opinion, that stood out to me that I'll definitely take and run with was not living in the past, being in the now. Because I've always believed in being in the now, controlling the now. But I feel like, I don't know, it just resonates more. Like, I mean, like the past is the past. Sometimes we look back at it, but you know, there's people out there in the world that like, they be like, oh damn, I wish I would have did this, or man, if I would have did this, or X, Y, and Z, like about their past, and it's like they're living in the past. Like, bro, you gotta be focused about the now. Like this is what I'm doing right now. Like for me, like I'm recording right now. This is what I'm doing. And I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to do. I feel like that really stood out to me. But it was a W interview though. It was really enjoyable to watch. I really enjoyed watching this. But alright, y'all. I'm gonna end it here. Once again, this is Kendrick Lamar's full interview, Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. I will post this early Sunday morning. And then I'll post the one with Timothy Chalamet early Sunday morning as well. I think that's a two-parter before the halftime show. And then whenever Kendrick does his halftime show after the game, I'll react to it. So Sunday is basically going to be dedicated to him because that's basically his day. But all right, y'all, I'm going to end it here. Original video will be in the description. Comment down below your guys' thoughts on the interview and what y'all think. And I will see y'all in the next one. Grandson out.
Since you ain't, I even, and all of, and the justice, and even, and all of, and the